But I decided a while ago that I was going to try to develop that market, but I just have not had the time to really develop it like I need to get it going. I mean, it's big business now. I mean, it's huge business.
One of my favorite celebrity event planners, and she does weddings, is Diane Valentine. You familiar with Val? Yeah. That's my girl. I love, her gift and attention to detail, and she's also like a motivational speaker. She has this little, I don't want to say little, because it comes on Friday nights also. She has a show on another live streaming show, which is good too. But she really just like, I don't know, are you familiar with her story?
No.
Okay, you should try to check her story out, but just how she started and just that drive.
Yeah.
And she started doing weddings, and now she has like the Diane Valentine wedding cuff, so instead of holding a bouquet to block your dress.
But that's what it's about though, right?
She created her own.
It's about about branding. So I have a couple of ideas in the pipeline that I'm trying to develop to get, my brand, if you will.
Because only you know what you have to offer. Like, people might see it, but you really know like what you have to offer and what you have to like kill the game and move it to the next level.
Right.
And your idea is probably just your idea. That's what would make it so special. Yeah. You got
you have to find, for me it's really about diversifying, right? So you have to find different avenues to create revenue streams. In the industry, avenues. Right? And you can do them in the same industry. I could keep it in events, but I need to just figure out what the other avenues are that I want to launch into to keep my revenue coming.
Because you have to kind of think outside the box, as we were saying earlier, and you have to constantly keep your juices flowing and your brain moving to figure out what you need to do. Where I don't want to get stale. I don't want to keep doing the same thing. And that's how you keep climbing. Because if you're doing the same tired events, people have been to your event 8 years ago or 7 years ago, it's the same stuff. Like, you're not growing as a designer, as a stylist, as a planner, or just as a person if you're doing, because I believe in doing what works, but also you still got to like spice it up a
That's
bit.
definitely important. So if as a planner, if you have events that happen that you do on an annual basis, the important thing with that annual event is finding some way to make it pop the next time.
Right, because the same
people are going to come. Hopefully your audience is going to grow, but the other hope is that you get some recurring. Part of your audience is returning,
and they want you to come back. You might do it
exactly.
Like, oh,
but I can't. I can't.
Right.
If you don't keep things changing and everybody gets to say, they're gonna stop coming.
Right.
And you're going to lose. You're gonna lose that audience, and you don't want to do that.
That's true.
So I had a couple of clients where it was important for them because they were fundraising events. So it's really important for them to keep things fresh, because they need to keep the donors coming, right? So it wasn't just important for me to give something new to the client. It was important to the client to get something new so they can keep their revenue going. So
is that a lot of pressure, or does that kind of like rejuvenate you, like get you really?
Well, I like it. I mean, I like being able to be creative. I like being able to try different things, because some things you try, you can use them again. You just have to tweak it just a little bit to make it work the next year. So it's good. It's good to me. I like to think that it's good for my clients. So
they keep calling you back. They love
right.
It. So
that's good.
So so who are some of your style icons? Like or do you have any mentors or role models, or just maybe even celebrities, somebody's work that you see and like,
So a big guy, I don't know if you know Preston Bailey. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, his work is he does a lot with floral. So his work is more on the social side. But he does a lot of good things, a lot of big things, and his events are like really over the top.
I think I know him.
And it's so that's impressive. Because for one, it's expensive, and two, it takes a lot to put together, and three, when you do events like that, you really have the opportunity to let your creativity flow, and that's really what it's about. for planners. I think being able to be creative and to let your juices flow because you want to give your client the best. And so you want to really put on a good face. And if you have the opportunity to do really big events like that and really showy events like that, you go all out. And he has the opportunity to do that. And it's impressive to me.
So that's probably when someone says, do your thing. Like, that's probably the best thing that they can say to you.
I love it.
Not like, okay, we need to keep it like here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So here's my number 2 shout out. Oprah, I'm talking to you now. I know you like Colin Cowie, and he does some amazing events, your Legends Balls and all of that. You know, go Oprah. I'm little Oprah. Love Oprah. Did a report about you in elementary school saying I wanted to, have a mic and have a show. But anyway, right. So, Tony Scurry, keep him in mind. I'm just saying.
Oprah,
wouldn't it be something that Oprah is watching? I need to sit up. Hold on. Let me sit up just in case Big O is watching. Yeah. So Oprah, I know, like I said, Colin Cowie. Let me know when he retires. I got somebody.
You don't even have to retire.
Right? Just let you just
step to the side a little bit,
exactly.
right?
Because when I think of when you saying like that grandeur and all of that, like he does that, over the top. Because I guess you can't plan an event for Oprah and it just be bottom scale.
No.
Like you gotta go all out. She has the money to do that. So I know when you have a large budget, I know you just probably just.
I love everybody loves a big budget, right? I love
other
big budgets, right? I love big budgets. I love flexibility. I love when clients recognize that they hired you for a reason. Yeah. Because sometimes you'll get a client that might want to kind of guide you, if you will. And that's not always the best.
Probably want to be an event planner.
Yeah, secretly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's sometimes it's hindering. Sometimes it can be helpful if you're on the event for the first time and they have the institutional knowledge, so you have to rely on them on what was done in the past, what worked, what didn't work, that type of thing. Yeah. But at some point, they really have to realize and step aside that you hired me for a reason. And let's do that. And trust me when I tell you that this is how it can be done and how it can work or how it should work. So let me do my thing. And that's it. And that's probably like words to your ears, music to your ears. Yeah. How do you get most of your clients? Is it word of mouth, or have they been to one of your events? Like, I have to have you, darling. Oh.
Is it one of those
I
things?
Love to hear that.
I've been hearing great things about you in the city, I have to have you.
Yeah, I love to hear that. So I have been, I guess, blessed to have had a lot of word of mouth.
That's good. That means you do good business.
I try to do good business, and I try to make sure that my client stays happy, and I try to make sure that I do what I say I'm going to do.
Your word is your bond.
Yes,
like you mean,
exactly.
And that's important in business and in life.
Yeah,
to do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. So I haven't done a lot of marketing. Every time I try to get on the marketing bandwagon, I get kind of caught up in the business, so it never really comes to pass like I would like it to. Like I do social media. I developed a couple of marketing campaigns, but they've never come to pass like I want them to, because it's a gift and a curse because I'm busy doing the work. So and I'm just.
So you work very consistently?
I have for the last few years.
That is a blessing.
Yeah, I have
to any entrepreneur. Yeah. Like people are calling.
Right.
Like, do you ever like get that feeling like people are calling me?
Right.
Like to do this event. Like this is real.
I get more telemarketer and more salespeople calling me than people. So y'all give me a call. I'm not minding the extra telephone calls.
Like, is it almost like surreal? Like I'm living my dream. Like I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah. And when
I'm getting paid to do it, that's crazy.
When I first started working on my own, it was like I would wake up, and you know how you're supposed to wake up in the morning and get ready for your day, and really enjoy what's going to happen that day, what you're planning to happen. Right. I honestly wake up every day content, happy, and joyful about what I am doing.
All right, people. Like that right there, something just went through me because I think that's what life is about.
Yeah.
Tony, I think you got it. But that's really what it's about. And we've talked about this on previous shows. This is not to encourage everyone to go to Tuesday after the holiday and tell your job, I don't want to work here no more.
No,
that's not what it's
don't
about.
Jump too fast.
Don't jump too fast. You might need a little safety net. God is your safety net, though, but you might just need to. God gives us wisdom.
Right.
But it's possible to live your dreams and to wake up happy every day. He's telling you that. So he's a real live person. You know what I mean? He's telling you that he wakes up every day fulfilled, joyous, and happy about the start of the day. You guys know if you're in a job that you can't stand and that you're dreading the weekend because you know Monday's approaching and you got to go to work. So I just challenge everybody to just try. Just do something in your passion at least once a day. Just once a day to try to get you towards that. I'm a firm believer of if you want something, you have to hustle and you have to get it and I can't even talk right now, but you have to persevere. You have to have that drive. And this is my suggestion to you, and this is what I tell people all the time. If you have a dream, if you want to write a book, if you want to start a business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be whatever you want to be and whatever your passion is, you have to work on that at least 1 hour a day. Like you have to.
Yeah.
I think then the further you get through it, it's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be 3 hours. It's going to be 4 hours. Next thing you know, you're like, dang, I ain't do no work at work. I've been working on my thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And don't get fired, though. Don't get fired. I don't want, to encourage anybody to do that. But your downtime, when you get off of work, before you go to work, really work on your goal if that's something that you want to do. All you 9-to-5ers out there, I have a 9-to-5 now as well, and it's helping people and it's coaching and I love it. But if you're a 9-to-5 person and that's not what you want to do because you're bigger than that 9-to-5 cubicle, then you need to go out and get it because no one is going to hand it to you. So if you want it, you have to make it be known. You have to tell people, hey, I do this. Do you know somebody that needs this? Hey, I'm doing that. Because a lot of people keep their mouths closed, and a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you really have to put yourself out there because no one can market you better than you. So you got to go out there. So that's my after school special moment. All right. So I don't think I've ever seen you not fresh to death, like clean, crisp, together. I don't think I've ever seen you like. Even your chill is like, look at the little crease right here. Like, you still, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still, like, together.
I try.
And my mom told me where she thinks it comes from because she said, his mom had him straight, like, in the beginning. Yeah. Had those clothes on point. She did. So, my mom would say that she had you barely walking and you were fly. So, where do you think that came from? Do you think it came from
my style or my
and
desire to be stylish?
All right, both.
I really do.
You don't think you're stylish?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I try, but we were talking earlier about
need
staying.
To go on his Facebook. Okay.
We were talking earlier about making sure you're current, right?
Yeah, because we were talking about the older you get, sometimes you fall off the wagon a little bit. A young person got to pull you up, like.
Right. So I try to stay in touch, and I'm a people watcher, so I watch young folk as they're coming up with their style, and I try to make sure I'm
don't be
current.
No underwear. And
that's not my style. But I do honestly think my desire to be stylish started with my mother. She was always big on.
Shout out your mom.
What's up, mommy? She said she was gonna watch, right?
Hi, Michelle. You know me since I was in my mom's stomach too.
Right. But, so I think she and I have pictures from when I was little. And I always felt like I was. She always
you had like a fur coat or something when you were little.
It was a.
I remember seeing the picture.
It was a greenish yellow rabbit.
I knew it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I knew. I remember seeing.
And I was doing it, man.
You could barely walk. Look.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it started with her, and I've always had an interest in looking good.
Okay.
Because I always felt like it help me to feel good.
It does.
And and I try to just keep that going. And I mean, I put on what I like.
Yeah.
And I buy what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's expensive, sometimes it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm comfortable in it, I think that helps me look good.
Right, and feel good.
Yeah, and I feel
because
good.
when you're pulled together a certain way, or even if it pulled together is different for everybody.
Right.
Pulled together for some is not the same, but as long as you feel good.
Right.
And is that because I think, to me, in a sense, you have to have a flair for style, a passion for fashion, whatever you want to say, to be a designer, event planner, a style, some type of vision where you know what goes together and what works. You got to have some type of, because people, would you hire an event planner, coordinator, designer, stylist, whatever, and they're looking crazy?
Right, that's like going to a nail technician, their nails are jacked up, or somebody to do your hair and their hair is raggedy. Done. Right.
My pet peeve is, ladies, look, this is my public service announcement. I'm gonna jump outside. Ladies, take off the chip nail polish. That is I have told young girls at the register at Target, like, sweetie, you need to take that off. It's like a dot.
Trust me, she has done it too. And her daughters are sitting over there like,
It's like a dot of polish on each nail, like one swoop of nail polish.
Right.
But that, to me, that's making sure you're together.
Yeah.
Either take it off or leave it on. So that is true. You're not going to go to a nail tech and their nails are all chopped up.
Right. And I think that is accurate. That if you have to have some sense of style, and the actual clothing style might not directly translate into your events, but the fact that you have style helps, in particular with special events. Conferences and meetings, not so much, because they're very structured. There's not a whole lot of creativity to them unless there's a special event that's happening within that conference.
Because if you have it at a hotel or something, you're using their furniture.
Yeah, you're using all of their furniture. You have AV that you put in the room. You set a room. The important things about conferences and meetings is to understand what the intent of the meeting is.
Gotcha.
So you know that you need to have a certain set for certain things. So if you have like an education session, you know you need to put it schoolroom because people need something to write on. But if it's just like a seminar, you might have it theater style because you can get more chairs into a room if it's theater without tables and things. Right. But as far as the creative aspect of it and the style piece of it, that's more important for the special events.
Gotcha.
And being able to recognize how colors work, being able to understand that you might not want to put a whole bunch of red and white in your event, and not that anything is wrong with red and white. I guess I have it on the day.
And I have wheat and red.
I'm
red deep.
Right. But typically, when you put red in the event, it screams Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Valentine's Day.
Right. Or Valentine's Day, and you have to be cognizant of that,
Yeah.
and you also have to recognize what different colors mean. So.
Because the warm and the tones, and different,
exactly.
Like the
so it's going to impact the atmosphere that you have.
Because it's emotions, right? Emotions and
it's
feelings
about
experience,
are about color, right?
Yeah.
So
because if it's too bright, people are not really enjoying it. They're focusing on that it's too bright. You know what I mean? So
you have to have that. You have to have some sense of style in that regard in order to make a special event happen, right? Yes.
So you have a meeting with your client to find out what they need and wants. Like, how far out do you start planning an event?
So it depends on the size of the event and how many different pieces to it really determines how far out you should start them. But that doesn't always mean that's how far out you're going to start it, because a lot of people, unfortunately, and this is a plug for people that are looking for event planners, the further out you bring somebody on board, the better. You can never do it too early.
Okay.
So for like a conference, like I just did a conference in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it's about a month ago now. Wow, time flies. But there was a little over 1,000 people there.
Oh, wow. That's
and they started the planning maybe a year out because they had the venue over a year out. But I didn't come on board until the beginning of the year.
So you're doing it all over. That's Chicago. And
right.
You're out of DC. That's
right.
wonderful.
So I do events all over the country.
That's
It just
wild.
depends on where the client wants to go. But there were some things that the reason why they just brought me on, and they had already actually started the planning. So it was very helpful in that regard. But at a conference like that size, you really want to start the planning at least a year out. Some smaller events, whether it's a meeting or a special event, you can do within shorter time frames. But you just have to realize if you have a bunch of the different parts that you have. For example, if you're doing a fundraiser event and you're trying to get sponsorship, before you can put out any information about your sponsor to your sponsors, you have to understand where the event is going to be, when it's going to happen. But if you haven't,
before the planning even starts,
so you have to start your plan, and when you're doing sponsors, and you have to figure out what you're going to sell to these sponsors. So you have to have all of that in line. And in order to really get money, you need at least 6 to 8 months to start asking for money. And you also know what budget seasons are. So you have to know when you need to start asking. So like if budget seasons are in October and people start dishing out money in January, you need to understand that. So you need to have all your ducks in a row so that you can start soliciting in October.
See, y'all, he knows what he's talking about. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I'm trying.
You sound like you're breaking it down, but people probably don't even realize that it's that
a lot
deep.
of folks don't think about that, and that's what's important. So just depending on the different aspects of the event determines how far out you should start. But anywhere from 8 months to 8 to 12 months is a good planning period.
Okay.
But if it's an event that has a whole lot of moving parts, you may want to start earlier. But the larger the event, the sooner you should start booking your space because it's harder to find depending on the city that you're going to.
And the season.
Yeah, and the season matters. Like if it's during peak convention season and you're doing a conference, you're going to pay higher rates. That type of thing. So you need to take all of that into consideration. Yeah.
What's the tightest crunch that someone's giving you? Like, I want an event this big in what period of time?
I don't want to put them on blast, but state government.
The government.
The government. Federal government isn't so bad.
Right.
But state government, in my experience, has been the worst. Like, they'll call you 30 days out from a 200-person event, and, they want you to do all these different things.
They
like
must
you
not
gotta
know
find
who you
the
are. You
right,
got other clients.
right. They want you to find the space. They think you're at their beck and call, and it's not always just state government, but they seem to be notorious for it, right? They need you to find the space. They need to start advertising. You have to find the space really quick before you can advertise. Then you have to start recruiting people or inviting people to attend. That whole thing, but like. I think the tightest window I've ever been given was 3 weeks for a 200-person event.
And you killed it.
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing about it is, and the reason I'm able to do what I do, and other planners are able to do what they do in short time frames, is because they have the connections and they have the database of resources to get people what they need, and they know, and they know, this space can accommodate you, but this space can't. So I might as well not even ask that other space because I know they can't do what you need to do.
So that's so funny. As I was talking about celebrity event planner Diane Valentine, when I was listening to her story one time, she was saying that when she came out, she's from Oakland, California, and black lady, and she said that when she moved to LA, people weren't taking her seriously, but she knew what she wanted to do. And she said that she was basically coming to kill the game. And she said that before she had any clients in LA, before anybody knew her because she was doing it in Oakland, she said she went to all the floors. She tried to make a connection. I forgot how many she said she went to, but it was a number of them. She said only one person believed that she said she was going to be the top event planner,
right?
And she said no, and then now everybody's like, oh, pick me, right? But you remember who believed in you when you knew yourself, but you gotta have that. You have to know that. Just like you said, I'm going to do the Grammys. That's what I want to do. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if you called me and was like, "Guess what? I got the Grammys.
Here's your ticket.
Right.
Come get your swag back."
Right. Oh, I really
you
have
know
to
that'd
get
be
my
nice,
right?
Yeah, real
Why
good
do they
stuff.
give the rich people the
All
stuff
the
that they
good
can
stuff,
buy?
right.
Right. Oh,
I
would
understand.
really have to have some gear tight. I have to lose about 20 pounds. I gotta
Hey.
make sure I'm straight. Like,
you would be in VIP, so you don't have anything to worry about.
That's what I'm talking about. But it's like, you gotta get you have to, it's almost like dressing for the job you want.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You have to prepare yourself before you even have it. I don't know. My first show, I talked about this. Like, I've always wanted a radio show, talk show. You know, I did a lot of this in high school and some in college, different things. But I never had like my own show. And when they called me about this show and asked me if I was interested in if I wanted to do it, I was like, yeah, I want to do it.
Right.
But they were like, Diamond, and I'll introduce you to him in a minute, but Diamond and LaToya, they were like facilitating it. He's the owner of the station. But they were like, well, do you want to start this Friday? And it was like, I think Sunday or Monday. I was like, yeah. And I didn't think twice because I had been preparing. I didn't have a show.
But I always say that opportunity is 10% luck and 90% preparation.
It sure is. It's so true.
If you are not prepared when that opportunity comes, you might as well not even have had it.
That's so true.
Exactly.
And that's what it's like. I'm waiting for a big speaking engagement, like a huge one. I've already wrote it. I wrote my.
That's how you do
it. But I don't have it yet.
Right.
I don't have the engagement, but
But you put it in the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
And you're ready for
it.
So it's coming.
I'm ready, and I receive that.
Yes.
I receive that. I definitely do. So when they were like, okay, well, what you want to call it? I was like, okay, Conversations with Kendell Fridays. I was like, all right, I already know who my guest is, and all of this like in a week because I was already prepared. I was ready to go. I was just waiting for the opportunity.
Right.
And not just waiting, doing nothing. Like I was preparing. I was, went back to school. Like I'm really, serious about this thing. So that's the same thing. So you're already, and then you were talking about your connections, just having the right connections, having the right people that you can call so they can help you make the event a success.
You need avenues into all the different aspects. So you need avenues, and you need to understand venues, you need to understand printers, you need to understand florists, you need to understand AV companies. You need to understand all those different pieces and have at least 2 or 3 of them in your database that you can call on. Graphic artists, I have a graphic artist that I call on first.
Wow.
Before and she's really a
like
part of my team. Well, it's for marketing. It's for just designing invitations, any kind of design, signs at meetings.
Wow.
They, step and repeats like this here.
And I've noticed a lot of people are doing this, even just at regular events.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a branding opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a sponsorship opportunity. If you have sponsors, and it's a showpiece that you can let people leave with. So a lot of folk are doing it, but you have to have all those things in your back pocket because you need to be able to call on people sometimes at the drop of a dime. Like that event I had 3 weeks out, if I didn't have those networks, I probably would not have been able to make that happen.
And then trying someone that may not be professional, may not have the best products, just trying someone new. That's like your reputation is on the line. Like, why did you get this florist and all the flowers are dead?
I recommend only trying new people when you have the flexibility to get the job done. Because if you find out halfway into it that they can't deliver, you need some time to be able to get somebody else up to speed to make it work.
Right, because I'm sure you don't deal with any foolishness and people that are
I'm a complete my friends that have worked for me and people that have worked for me know I'm a completely different brother when it comes when we're on site. Like it's a whole nother Tony.
But you probably have to be that because this is your name, this is your company.
Exactly.
You know what you see for it. You know where you want to go.
And you have to know what you want. I know what I want, right? And I know what I want to deliver.
Right.
So yeah, it's important.
But I'm sure the best of the best in anything, they didn't get that far not being stern, not being serious about their business, not being business people, business minded, or cracking that whip.
Nope.
I'm sure, because you can't get that far, especially when you have a staff, without being that way.
Right.
But see, you would be fine. I'd be called the B word. You know, that's how it works.
That's how it works. Women get it. It's
you're
just
the B word.
unfortunate.
Men like, dang, he's taking control. Like, he's doing that. He's a boss.
Right.
A woman is the other B word, not the boss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but true.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's when your brand, because you are your brand.
Right.
Like, I mean, this big thing now in recent years, your branding. What's your branding? But your brand has always been you. People are just coming to, I guess, to terms with that, or really realizing that, hey, you are your own brand.
Reality television has done
brand, yeah.
Has caused people to really think about what their brand is. Yeah, so. Because
it's like almost, you can still be you, but you still have to have different sides of you at all times, especially when you own your own business. And I even noticed, like, even from doing this show and doing things, like, you can't be out there, you know, it's a weird type of thing.
Yeah, you have to always be on.
Yeah.
Because people are always going to expect you to be able to deliver. You have to remain professional, because you never know who's watching you.
Right.
And the world is very, very, very small.
Because you could be mean and cuss somebody out one moment, and then you go
never
up
know
and that's who's going to give you your next job.
Yep. So you have to always be cognizant of that. So I try to, walk right. In all instances.
Right.
I'm not perfect. Sometimes I fall, right? Yeah. But I try to fall behind closed doors. Right. But I try to fall behind closed doors.
right. Because sometimes you may want to tell somebody about themselves, but you gotta kind of,
you gotta pull back.
Right. And
take 10 deep breaths.
Right. And think about that mortgage,
saw it out.
That rent. Think about that college tuition, and you straighten up real quick.
Right.
Okay, so I have one last question for you. What is your style pet peeve? I already told you mine. That chip nail polish. What's your style? And it could be fashion, it could be a design, whatever.
My style pet peeve. I guess I don't know.
Why you look at me like that?
I'm trying to think.
What?
No, you asked
you
the
don't
question.
Like red? I'm sorry.
No. I love red. Actually, red is actually my favorite color. I know. I didn't say that too loud, did I?
That's another fraternity.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about
that.
Let's see. My style.
Ain't no canes up
my
here,
style pet peeve is probably too. I like to layer, but too many layers.
Okay.
Like, that's a fashion thing. Like
a t-shirt, a sweater, a vest, a jacket.
Yeah, that's just way too much. Yeah. That's a pet peeve, and as far as events are concerned.
But not at that inauguration.
Oh, well, no. That was a different story.
I look like the Abominable Snowman.
You couldn't see the layers, though. No. Then it's like layers being exposed. So, like,
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Like this unbuttoned, then you got a shirt on, then you got a vest on, and a jacket. I got you.
Right. My style pet peeve.
Over layering, I guess.
Yeah, and then my style pet peeve for events it probably has a lot to do with color and the colors not being right for the event. Okay. So, like, doing bright colors in the fall,
right?
Or something along those lines.
You need like those earth tones, like
like
fall,
like
and brown,
autumn,
burgundy,
right?
Autumn
warm colors.
Yeah, the colors of the leaves, like they say.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can get with that. So that's the same thing. So do you think women should wear pink lipstick in the winter? And this was a question that I asked too. So it's so funny that you said that. I was asking my daughter this. Like, do you think, like, even down to something like that?
I think colors are very telling.
Yeah. And
they all there's a reason for every color, and different colors make people feel certain ways. Yeah. And I think, in the winter when it's cold and you want to make people feel comfortable, and I don't know I don't wear lipstick, so I don't know. I don't know if it's right to wear pink in the winter, but I wouldn't recommend.
Like, why she got that pink lipstick on in the snow?
Right, in the snow, right? Girl, go put some nude lipstick on, right?
right. Because it's so funny because I have this one lipstick that I like really love, this lip color by MAC. And I was like, dang, but I'm gonna try to see. I'm gonna send you a picture. I might. It's not even pink, so I can't even say, but it's the color. And I was trying to think about that one time.
But you know, the thing about it is, I'm from, well, I guess old school now. Mm-hmm. But the new thing is, like, anything colors. Goes. Yeah, colors nowadays, it's not so driven by seasons. You know how before you couldn't wear white in the wintertime.
No, now people are wearing winter white.
It started out west. People
and this
were wearing
is the
white.
That people should stop. Right?
Yeah,
Labor
exactly.
Day,
after Labor Day, no white, right? But we'll see what happens.
But now it's like you can mix plaids with stripes, and you see some men with a shirt like this, and they got like a striped tie. And it's hot.
I like that.
It's hot.
I like it.
But the way I feel about fashion is you should put on, or you should wear, or you should have the style that makes you feel comfortable. Whether it's a name brand, or whether it's from Ross or Target, all the way to Nordstrom's or Lord & Taylor. It's whatever makes you happy and your budget can afford.
I think
style is about just that style, not so much about the pieces.
What's right? Guess. Yeah, I do a workshop for boys, a style workshop, a fashion workshop. It was really Dress for Success.
Oh wow!
And so I teach them. I talk about etiquette, and I talk about style and the difference between style and fashion, and all of that. And I go through the different styles of dressing. So we talk about formal. We talk about
I think that's good.
Professional. That we talk about. Business casual, the different styles, and how to put things together. And I talk about what's appropriate for budgets, what you feel comfortable with, and why it is important, and how it impacts how you present yourself. So
we're winding down, and this is the last question that I ask everyone. When you think of your future, what does it look like?
It's bright.
I need my shades. Hold up.
It is brighter than these lights in the studio.
And it's big brighter than lights in Times Square.
I am doing events of a certain magnitude that I feel I'm capable of doing.
Okay.
I am enjoying life.
Wonderful.
To the fullest. So
Wonderful.
I'm not just working all the time. I am able to get out and to experience things that I had never experienced before. And I'm loving my friends and my family, and I'm definitely keeping them in God first. So
that's all right. It sounds like you got a plan to success and to living life and living life to the fullest and living your best life. And I just think that's very important for everyone to live your best life. Life is short. Like I said, you lose family members at young ages. People are dying every single day. And how dare you waste your life being unhappy, being miserable, and not being happy. Like, to me, it's like when you're not happy and you're not living your life to the fullest, it's like a slap in the face to God almost. Like, I'm putting you here to find
and your parents, right? Yeah.
Because no one, wants to live life unhappy. Okay. So I think this was great.
Oh, I loved it. Thank you.
I'm so happy that you came.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad to be. I always wanted to be on the radio.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
If you ever need a sidekick, give me a call.
I might have to call you to do, like, maybe we'll do Fashion Police once a month or something.
Come on now.
Maybe we'll do something like that. I definitely got to have you back. So maybe we'll think about something.
I would love to come back.
Okay, so we'll think about something, and maybe like once a month,
all right, cool.
We have the Tony check-in.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, it's on. Okay, so we all have talents, goals, and dreams that burn inside of us all. All things are possible to achieve. You just have to have the faith and determination to succeed. Never let the candle burn out. Always keep striving, reaching for the stars. Don't be discouraged. I know a lot of things happen in life. A lot of things can derail you from your goals and dreams, but don't get discouraged. Just dust yourself off. Keep pushing. I'm reaching for the goal. I'm reaching for my goals and my dreams, and I truly believe that everyone should. You're living a dream. You're still pushing towards your goals, and I think that's very important. You guys are no different. Keep pushing, keep striving, keep being the best version of you. If you don't like what you're about or what you stand for or who you are, you have the opportunity to change your life. Change your mind, change your life. I firmly believe that. But tell the people how they can reach you.
Okay, you can reach me on Facebook, Twitter, and at my website. My website is www. I guess they don't do that part anymore, but it's
Right.
7. It's the number 7 point with an E. So that's 7pointe.com. You can email me at info@7point.com, and that's info@7, the number 7 pointe.com. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter, my handle, well, my business handle is Planet7. That's PLANIT7. And on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook.
Instagram. You have Instagram?
Oh, I'm on Instagram as well, but that's my personal Instagram.
So we won't talk about that.
But it's fine. I mean,
Okay.
if you need a brother, get to me however you can.
And you can get through him. You can get to him through me. If you got a check.
Right.
Matter of fact, come through me first. Let me see.
So she can get a little commission, right?
Get a little piece of it. Tell them you heard about them on radioonfire.com, Conversations with Kendell Fridays.
Right.
No, but and you guys can reach me on livingtruelivingyou.com. That's my website. And also on Twitter, I always mess up. I don't know why. TLY.com on Twitter and Instagram. No, not Instagram. That's my personal also. But on Facebook, Living True, Living You -Life Coaching. And also you can catch me or reach me through radioonfire.com. I thank you guys so much for watching Conversations with Kendell Fridays. And remember, you are a star, so don't let anyone dim your shine. Peace. Thank you for watching.
Later.
Hey.